They always been busting.
Hey, fam, it's your man Dante the Dark Knight. Welcome to post game Eagles talk. Eagles versus the Washington football team. Can we get some sound? Eagles versus Washington football team. The Eagles fall 27-17 in this first game of the season. Not what we expected coming out of the gate.
Terrible.
A lot to talk about. I know people don't want to talk about it, but we have to talk about it. It was not the start that we expected. I mean, well, the first half was the start we expected because we were up 17-0, so we liked that part. But we could not hold on, and a lot to talk about on the causes of why we lost this game. I've been putting up comments throughout the last 2 minutes of the game, and people are very disappointed. And then I am also. I didn't think that this was going to be a blowout, and as you can see, it was not. We didn't even win the game. Offensive line is really, really a problem right now. They could not stop the Washington defensive line. 8 sacks. 8 sacks to the Washington football team defensive line. Carson Wentz did not have a good game. And I'll start off by saying Carson Wentz did not have a good game. The offensive line definitely did not have a good game. Dougie P did not have a good game. Play calling was suspect. And the defense, I don't know if the defense was as bad as they looked because there was a lot of turnovers. They did the best they could.
Trainers didn't have a good game.
The trainers definitely didn't have a good game.
The bus didn't have a good game. Nobody had a good game.
This is very disappointing, but it is what it is. We have 15 more games to go, and this is one of the games that we expected to win. And I had us at 11-5. For you guys that were more optimistic, this is not one of the games you expected us to lose, but it is a loss. Now, like I said, we have 15 games to go, so it's a very, very long season, but it does not look promising after the first game. We know anything can happen in the last 15 games, but as it stands right now, the fact of the matter is game one, we are 0-1 to the Washington football team. And I don't think they had a very impressive offense. I think our defense did a great job for Washington. I have to give hats off to them. They took advantage of what they needed to take advantage of. Our offensive line was trash today, and they exposed it, and they did what they needed to do with a trash offensive line. They pressured the quarterback. Wentz did not have a particularly good game in doing the same thing that we've always complained about, holding the ball too long, not throwing it away, taking some sacks. Some sacks was not his fault. The offensive line just didn't hold up. Some sacks was his fault. He held on to the ball too long, didn't throw the ball away like we always have been talking about with him. Get rid of the ball sometimes. Just throw the ball away. When you see the pressure coming, you're not going to be able to make a miraculous play all the time. Just get rid of the ball and live for the next play. But that's what I see. What do you guys see? Shell? Yeah, I'd say Doug Peterson sucked.
On them smoke blitzes, where you're crashing your defensive line, you got a Mike linebacker. Checking the A gap that he can pick either A gap to pick. Our center did not do a good job, and Carson Wentz didn't get a good job in recognition of the smoke blitz. Got to get the ball out, something like that. when they're bringing a blitz like that up the middle, they're not bringing it from the outside. They're bringing it straight up to you. That's a quarterback call. You gotta get rid of that. You gotta get rid of the ball. Um, we should have ran the ball more. Me and my brother were going back and forth. I totally dislike the run offense. The run formations stink. The run checks stink. We have no way of pounding the rock. You gotta pound the rock in this NFC division. You gotta be able to run downhill, and with these formations and this type of offense, that's not going to occur. I'm very upset with the offense.
Somebody said Tim Mack out there says Pack looks pissed. Pat, are you pissed?
Pat is pissed. Pat knocked my food out of my hands.
I'm trying to bring in my anger because this season is a very long season. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. But when you're up 17-0, you get the ball back with about a buck and change left going into the halftime because you get the ball back after halftime. You don't pass the ball, run the ball. Especially when you have Nate Herberg, Jack Driscoll as your right side. I don't care if Boston Scott is your running back and he's getting 2 yards per pop. The reason now behind running the ball is keeping the defense honest. When you don't keep the defense honest, you know what happens? It's the thing they call, they pin their ears back and they go get that damn quarterback. To the tune of 8 sacks to a Washington football team. You got to understand football is not only about the quarterback being proficient in the pass game. No. It's about the offensive coordinator or the head coach making the right calls. You go against his gut instincts of throwing the ball every single damn down and run the ball regardless of how good or how bad it is going. You have a lead. You are beating the team so bad that they are demoralized. It's 17-0. Your tight ends are destroying this team. You have nothing but rookie wide receivers and Sean Jackson that look like he didn't want to play the game.
You don't think he looked like he wanted to play?
Pull up, run the damn ball. When you have a lead, run the damn ball. When you're up by 7, run the damn ball. When you're up by 45, run the damn ball. Simple math. All right? Don't get cute. Don't throw it to a receiver that don't know how to run a comeback route in the NFL. Don't throw it to a receiver that's scared to go over the middle. Zach Ertz, I'm going to call you out right now. You got in Howie Roseman's face at the beginning of this game because of the contract situation. What did you do this game? You dropped a crucial third down pass and went to the sideline, took your gloves off like that was it. You all look like Nelson Aguilar's out there.
Wow.
Dropping easy passes over the middle. Dropping easy passes on the out. Not making a block. This is not it. Fellas, this is not it. So these guys are injured. You gotta suck it up. You've been BSing this team for the majority of training camp. Yes, I'm coming at you, Miles Sanders. Yes, I'm coming at you, Lane Johnson. You knew you had something with your ankle. Why you wait until training camp start to get it cleaned up? Derek Barnett, what the hell is wrong with you? If you're not going to play football for this team, go home. This ain't time for little babies to be on this team. If so, We're gonna have a record of 3-13.
All right, I'm putting all the comments up there. People are angry in the chat room as they should be. Again, bad showing. Pat is so mad he's blaming the people that are injured. He's blaming the people that are injured that didn't even play the game. That's how angry we are now. He's blaming people that weren't even in the game. Like, why did you get hurt? This is how mad. This is how upset we are.
You know what, Dante? Can I say this one time? Carson threw a beautiful ball to Jalen Rager. Threw a beautiful ball. If you look at that play from beginning to end, from when he started off as a sprint. He turned around and slowed down and saw the ball in the air and sped up. When you are taught as a wide receiver to run your routes to the fullest extent, regardless of you getting the ball or not, that's what you do. It was an interception that John Hightower, I know he's a rookie, he got to understand these things, that you had to come back to the ball. Don't look at it because a D-back in the NFL is breaking on the ball. Make the play or break it up. We have to be better. If not, 3-13 is a reality for this football team.
All right, now that's a big switch because these guys had them at 13-3. So after game one, they are already to switch out and say 3-13. I don't know if it's that bad, but I know it brings us back to reality. Again, we talked about in the pre-game show that this would be a preseason-like game or atmosphere. One of my co-hosts said that it probably will be looking like a preseason game for the first half. But in the first half, actually, we looked good. I mean, it looked like a preseason game to the Washington football team in the first half, and then they got their footing under them, and they look sharper in the second half. But the truth of the matter is we are decimated along the offensive line. We got to do something better there. We got to find some solutions and find them quick, or it's going to be a long season. Carson Wentz has got to do a better job. Had he played to the level that he played the last 4 games last year, we might have pulled this game out. And had he had the support of better play calling from Doug Peterson, I thought Doug Peterson did a horrible job in play calling. We're up 17-0, and you don't run the ball more. The offensive line is showing, even with that 17-0 lead, that they cannot protect the quarterback. You've got to run the ball more. You've got to allow them to get some confidence behind them by attacking instead of retreating, because they were not doing a good job retreating. That's what you do when you pass protect. Yeah. You're on a retreat.
I want to say this too. I want to know we were talking about the retreat, and everybody gonna say what happened to the D. But the thing about the D, who keeps this on the field, regardless of how good they are, they get tired.
Right. Eventually.
When you have injuries on the defensive front, you cannot rotate like you used to.
All right. Well, Kiara out there already calling for a shot. She needs to drink. So, Kiara, we don't even have a shot ready yet. So we're going to get a shot. But while we get a shot up here, because this is the type of game that will make you drink. And since we drink on this show, we're going to keep up the tradition. But getting back to what I was saying, not good. You're retreating all the time. You got these guys. You got this guy, this quarterback, who's not having a great game, not getting the protection he needs, and you want to continue to drop him back behind the shaky offensive line. That was not very smart on Doug Peterson's part.
Terrible.
I know the
once
offense,
got the lead,
I know,
he just ran the ball, man.
Yeah, I know that the run game was not stellar because the offensive line was not stellar, but it was probably better to try to get them going running the ball than having them try to protect Carson Wentz. That was not formation. Yeah, it was not doing the job. He was under pressure all game, and then his decision making was horrible. We always talk about one of the knocks we have on Carson Wentz in the past is he does not get rid of the ball, and he continues not to get rid of the ball. He did not get rid of the ball. 8 sacks. I can't see how many of those were directly upon the offensive line and how many were on Carson Wentz, but they can split the blame for including Doug Peterson. They can split the blame among themselves. Him calling too many passes, Carson Wentz not getting rid of the ball, and the O-line not giving him enough time. Doug Peterson had it in his control to stop the bleeding by running the ball a little bit more than he did. Turnovers, oh my God, the pressure and the turnovers. You're not going to win the game. You're not going to win the game.
Unnecessary.
We gave up 14 points off of turnovers. Those 14 points were the difference in the game. We don't give up those 14 points, we probably win this game.
Can I say something about this?
Sure.
So you went to Doug Peterson making a better decision of running the ball. Did you know Washington football team ran the ball 30 times? They committed to the run. They got a total of 80 yards running the ball. It was 2 touchdowns because it was short yardage, but they got a total of 80 yards. Do you know what we did? We ran the ball a total of 17 times for 57 yards. If you just put the average up to 30, we're well over 100 yards rushing the ball.
Yeah, you got to run the ball.
Right, you got to run the ball. 4 sacks. Somebody says, Toby Cooper says 4 sacks on Wentz and 4 on the O-line. So he did pay attention. Sulema
y'all
says,
say I'm old school with it, and everybody laughs at me. You gotta have a back. You know what I mean? A 220-pound back that can tote the ball 10 to 10 times.
Again, like I said,
Miles Sanders, it's football.
Miles Sanders.
We played NFC conference.
Miles Sanders, him not being able to go, really hampered this offense. Offense is geared around a running back in the style of Miles Sanders, not Boston Scott, not Huntley, and not Corey Clement. I love Corey Clement. He's just straight ahead running back.
That's all you need. Corey Clement. If you give Corey Clement,
if you're talking about run the ball more, we only can run the ball with the running backs that's available. So you can't say
you gotta dance with the girl. You gotta dance with the girl.
You can't say they need to run the ball and then complain about the running backs.
You dance with the girl you bring to the
thing about it is, again, this is the first game, and for me to actually give a reaction to this football team, it's kind of hard because they did a lot of good things. They did a lot of terrible things, but that's expected in a preseason game. But this is a season game. These guys haven't faced other competition yet.
Yeah, there is no preseason.
All right, Sue says Carlson got hit more today than all of last year. That's how much she said he got hit. He got hit today more than he got hit last year. Oh, well, let's say he was under pressure quite a bit. All game he was under pressure. Rob Griff says too many turnovers. And once again, we start the season off with O-line injuries and other injuries. Don't forget about the big drop Ertz on 4th down. Yes, definitely a big drop. And Carson Wentz wasn't the sharpest today either. He had some throwing lanes, and he didn't make some throws either. So
we got to lead his receivers better.
Yeah, we had a bad game all the way around. I mean, all the way around. I think the defense did a pretty good job considering some of the positions that they were put in because of the turnovers and such. 27 points were probably good. I mean, considering the turnovers and the positions, it probably could have been more because they just ran the clock out at the end. But they were on the doorstep then. If it was early in the game, they probably would have punched that one in too. So it didn't look good. But I'm going to give the defense the nod. I think they had an okay game. Had the offense gave them more support. Had Peterson given the offense. Put them in a better position to win. This reminds me of the game in 2017 when, although he ran the ball 17 times, he didn't run it enough. He didn't commit to the run enough. And hopefully,
you can't take him off the hook.
I'm not taking who off the hook.
All right, so foremost,
I'm not taking Doug Peterson off the hook.
Robbie Colvin had an interception. No, that was Maddox had an interception.
First, explain to me who I'm not taking off the hook.
This team.
I'm not taking the team off the hook.
Doug Peterson.
I'm not. I didn't say he's not off the hook.
All right, cool.
Okay, I lay all the blame. I'm laying a lot of blame on him.
I appreciate that.
No. I'm not taking him off the hook. No, this was horrible. I was just looking at, if I'm going to look at offense, defense, special teams, defense was probably the best of all the facets of the game, and they were just put under a lot of pressure to do a lot.
I'm gonna say this too. Our field,
the Eagles playing with us, man.
Can I say this? Our field position, because I'm gonna say this. Something as trivial as high school. When you're in a position to catch the field the ball on special teams, catch the ball. It was 3 times.
We had one issue.
It was 3 times where we didn't field the ball cleanly. 3 times. We didn't field the ball cleanly as a special teams unit.
Well, look, this does not bode well because in our first 6 games, we have a 3-game stretch that is really, really tough. If somebody can pull up the schedule, I'll tell you what it is. But our first 3 games, I expected us to go 3-0. That's what I predicted us to go. Next week, we play the Rams. I hope we can bounce back and get this thing together by next week. The week after that, we play a winnable game. But then the next 3 games on my schedule, I had us losing anyway. I had us after 6 games going 3-3. This changes things drastically. Unless we can, get ourselves back
Rams,
on, right the ship
Bengals,
right now. It's crazy.
49ers.
So after we got the Rams next week, who after that?
The Bengals.
The Bengals, I think we win that. And
49ers.
I had that as a loss.
And the Steelers.
Steelers, I had that as a loss. And what's after Steelers?
The Ravens.
And the Ravens, I had that as a loss. So those 3 games right there are tough. Play for opponents from last year. And we don't, and we lose the first game against a winnable team.
I tell you your fronts.
Yeah.
When you talking about a team that can generate pass rush, look at the Rams. They got the best defensive player in the NFL, period. He may retire as the best defensive player, hands down. Aaron Donald. All right?
We face him next week with this depleted offensive line. With this offensive line that
he messed around, have 8 sacks by himself.
And I trademarked this phrase right here. But we have to face Aaron Donald with an offensive line that couldn't block the sun if it was in its eyes. That's what I'm telling you. This offensive line couldn't block the sun if it was in his eyes. That's how horrible they are right now. That's how horrible. It was already a shock that we are depleted by injury. Then the 2 starters that they named, a shock to me. I never expected that Matt Pryor would not be named a starter, but he wasn't. The rookie Driscoll went out of the game, right? He got hurt. And Malata was in there. It was look. We have to reevaluate everything. I know we can't jump off the bridge, but I'm going to say that we're already in a dire situation after week 1. And that's just based on injuries and what we saw today against the Washington Redskins. Stacy, this is good. Let me put this. I'm going to go to the comments first before I get you. Anthony A says, Doug Peterson's time here is on borrowed time. And I agree with that. I wanted to say that in the pregame. But after all that has happened, with them making decisions on his offensive coaching staff and all that, I think Doug Peterson is on the hot seat. Even though he won the Super Bowl 3 years ago, I don't think we give him a long rope here. We can't keep playing this game every year where we fall behind early and then we want this team to rally late in the season. I don't think we have a schedule this year that bodes well for trying to do that.
We need a more aggressive coach, man.
Yeah, we do. I think so too. Let me go to this because she called me out. And you know me, I'm a superstitious guy. So I'm going to put this comment up here. And Stacy says, Dark Knight jinxed us by calling the score. You may be right, Tracy. I'm never doing that again. I am never doing that again. So don't ever ask me what you think.
First time you did that.
That was my first time doing it, and we lost to the Washington Redskins. So I'm not doing that again. Carlos.
Flag on the play.
Yeah, call a flag on me. All right. Carlos says, yep, play calling. It's still a major issue, yes. And we talked about this last year, too. Sometimes Doug Peterson has to get in the rhythm of play calling.
No. He has to get in the rhythm running the freaking ball.
That's play calling.
So if you look at the game Thursday, we talked about this before in the pregame, right? You looked at Claire Edwards. They ran the ball with him.
Yeah.
To the tune of 100 yards.
Yep.
Yeah. Even though Boston Scott is not Miles Sanders, he can't hit the hole. He can't see those different gaps and stuff like that. If you run the ball at least 10 more times,
Keeping them honest.
you keep that defense honest.
All right, George Wharton says on here, let's stop thinking Wentz is an elite quarterback. I'm all for that. Hands raised for everybody to stop thinking that Wentz is an elite quarterback until he shows more consistency. I'm with that. And I think that the key to our season is Carson Wentz. But today he blew it. and we cannot.
You know what?
We cannot further call him elite quarterback until he plays like an elite quarterback.
Not putting that loss solely on his shoulders. He threw two crucial interceptions. He held on the ball a little bit longer.
He held the ball forever.
You gotta understand something. The play calling when you're up. You played in the conference championship, right? All you had to do was run the ball.
Ran the ball,
right?
I got
run the ball.
I got 14 carries.
All right, but
run the ball.
In the absence of that, if they call a play, what do you try to do?
Favre had a chance to take the Vikings to the Super Bowl. Favre had a chance to take the Vikings to the Super Bowl. What did he do? Across the spot instead of calling a running play. Same thing with Randall Cunningham. Instead of throwing the pass, he could call the running play. So you got to understand
run
something.
The ball.
Run the ball.
Run the ball.
That clock is your friend.
All right. Well, when you call the play and it's a pass play, you try to make the play. If you can't make the play, the next best thing is to get rid of the ball. Yeah. We can't have a quarterback that doesn't know how to get rid of the ball.
He doesn't get rid of the ball.
He does not get rid of the ball. He holds the ball.
Extends the play and tries to do something that he's not supposed to do. That's the difference between him and a Foles. Foles didn't have the athletic ability.
I don't know about this. I'm gonna do this shot.
All right, we're going to do this shot. We're going to attempt to drink our sorrows away. So we thank God it's only week 1 because wow, this was very disturbing, very disappointing. Up 17-0. This place was rocking. I'm gonna be real. You know, we're Eagle fans here, right? I'm gonna be rocking. This place was rocking. We were singing the Eagles fight song. It was 17-0. It was a party going on. We are at the Green Stinger in Smyrna, and everything was going fine. And then the second half came, and it was just as quiet as a church mouse pissing on cotton in this place. Oh, my goodness. So we're going to keep our tradition. We're going to shot. Here we go, guys, to a very, very, very long NFL season. 16 weeks to go. Everybody saddle up because if this is any indication of how the season is going to go, we have a very, very long 16 weeks ahead of us.
Get your popcorn ready.
Yeah, get your popcorn ready. Everybody out there, let's drink together as we mourn the first Eagles loss of the season. Down the hatch, 3, 2, 1. Oh, my God. Bernard says, I can't see how you guys enjoy a drink after this heartbreaking loss.
I'm not enjoying anything.
We're not enjoying it at all. Gabriel Gonzalez says, today was the reason why Wentz wasn't in the top 100 this year.
But you know what? I want to say this. I know you're going to go some more comments.
Oh, no. Let me get to Carlos because I want to congratulate him. Carlos says, been a long time Eagles Talk family. Miss you all. Had a newborn son. Congratulations, Carlos. And went to rehab, but now my ass relapsed today. This game shake my head. Congratulations on the newborn Eagles fan, because I know you're an Eagles fan, so we welcome that. We put that in there. All right. So we congratulate you, Carlos, on your newborn son, and we're sorry we couldn't give him a victory for his first game as Eagles fans there. We'll try to do it next week. Let me put this long comment up here. This is positive? I didn't even read it. I'm going to take a chance to put it on here. No preseason game. Luis Sanchez says, no preseason games. The O-line was basically non-existent. They gave up damn near 10 sacks. They double-teamed some players on the D-line and still got through and sacked Wentz. Ertz with a good amount of key drops, rookie receivers dropping passes, not just Wentz out on the field. Plus, Doug was just flat out horrible on the play calls, only called like 10 run plays. I know Sanders is out, but still Clement is no pushover. He is a Super Bowl winning running back. Could go on and on about why we lost. Good points, Louis. Good points. Did we keep the wrong quarterback? I still don't think we kept the wrong quarterback.
Stop that. We gotta stop that. Right now, Carson, do you know Nick Foles is a backup quarterback in Chicago? On his second team,
yeah.
All right.
He's not done good.
Stop that. All right.
since he
He's
left the
good.
locker room.
He's good in situational football. When has he lasted a season here in Philadelphia? If you can answer that, I'll buy you drinks for the rest of the year.
All right, Barry Barthner says, first time watching, love you guys. Thank you, Barry. We
Thank
appreciate
you very
it.
much. We appreciate you.
This is Eagles Talk, the #1 Eagles coverage show on Facebook by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. We're not broadcast journalists. We're fans just like you guys. And so we're going to talk about it, and we're going to voice our displeasure just like you guys. And if we have a knock as Eagles fans is going overboard, this is one time you're going to understand that we are true Eagles fans, because this is not a 13-3 team. I'm gonna say it right now. I would go out and I'm gonna say that. All right, next week is a must-win game in the second week of the season.
Must win.
I know you might say that we go overboard, but next week is a must-win game. I just
Redskins
explained.
is 1-0 in the division already.
They're 1-0 in the division. We play the 49ers, Pittsburgh, and who's the other game? And the the Ravens. We played them in the first 6 games, and we're already 0-1. We play the Rams, who I don't think is as great as they were 2 years ago, but we still have to face them next week. This is not good. This is a game we're supposed to win. We don't win. I'm not saying Washington was outstanding or anything like that. They were a beatable team. They were, and we did not take care of business. The same concern I had before going into the game was our offensive line, and it proved to be accurate. Our offensive line is in flux. They're battered, they're beat up, and they did not do the job today. They might have been saved if Doug Peterson did a better job of play calling, if Carson Wentz did a better job of decision making, but that was not the case. So this offensive line suffered because they were asked to protect the quarterback that they couldn't protect. They couldn't protect Carson Wentz today unless they had guns on their holster. Unless they were carrying guns today, it was no way that they could protect Carson Wentz for as long as Dougie P wanted them to protect Carson Wentz today. There's no way in the world they could have done that. The only saving grace they might have had is had he run the ball a little bit more and allowed them to get some confidence in being aggressive off the line of scrimmage instead of having to retreat all the time and try to protect this guy, because that wasn't happening today.
You know what the issue is with this team? It brings back to the Philadelphia Phillies. We could beat all the main teams in the conference and the league, whatever, and we can't beat the bum behind Miami Marlins.
Oh yeah.
All right.
We did do them in, though. I mean, we won the series.
We finally did that. We finally did that. But it's always they find a way. So Washington always finds a way to beat us once in a blue moon. And this is their blue moon.
We beat them 6 consecutive times. I know the average says we can't win every game, but we beat them 6 consecutive times, and this team is not that improved.
We were up 17 points.
17 points.
All you got to do is run the ball.
Run the ball.
At that point, up 17 points.
Wait.
Oh, if it's 17 points, at this point, if I'm running the ball, if it turns into a field goal game, I kick a field goal, they kick a field goal. I kick a field goal, they kick a field goal. It's 30. It's 36-9. We still win the game.
Let me give you the information about that. All right. Let me give you the information about that because I have it right here in front of me. We ran that ball at that time that we was up 17-0.
Yeah.
13 times. How many times did we run the ball for the whole game? 17. 17 times.
All right, Jack Hafler says not only beatable, they were beaten. And Peterson let him off the hook. He let him off the hook.
They are who we thought they were.
They are who we thought they were. Anthony Ade says the problem is the Eagles go up and they go crazy passing, especially deep, instead of running the ball and slow down the clock or short passes. Also, the Eagles stopped running the ball, especially when up 17-0. Also, what I saw was the Skins had 5 in the box and blitzing the backers.
Yeah, they were doing.
We talked about the defensive line.
A smoke blitz.
Well, it wasn't a smoke blitz.
It was a smoke blitz. The Mike linebacker picks either A gap. This is called a smoke blitz.
Can you let me tell you what I saw?
All right.
I mean, for a whole 2 quarters, I looked at you. I'm not gonna say what I saw. So anyway,
I don't have to, just because I'm not looking. Just because you don't think I'm looking, don't mean I'm not looking.
No, stop! Don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm not gonna do it. I love you, brother.
I'm talking to Shell. Don't do it, Shell. Don't do it.
All right. So
All right, so go
they
ahead.
brought
Go ahead.
a 5-man front, four man regular rush, and they brought an extra linebacker every single time. Wait, blitz. Let me finish.
Okay.
Can you let me finish?
Go ahead.
All right.
Go
When
ahead.
you have an inexperienced offensive line, they're not calling out the calls. They're not calling out the 1s, the 2s, the 3s, the 4s.
Nobody's calling a Mike linebacker.
They're not calling out to the running back. This guy may come. They're not
Well, we
calling
didn't-
it out.
we-
All right, let me finish.
We were
Stop.
empty.
Can you
We
let
were
me
empty.
finish?
We didn't have a Mike.
Can
We
you let
didn't
me
have a
finish?
running back. Go ahead.
Chuck, let me finish. At times when you are empty, you can actually look at it and see that you don't have the numbers. If you're bringing 5-on-5, you should be able to protect 5-on-5. They're not able to protect 5-on-5. So when they bring that extra blitz and you're not calling that extra blitz out as an offensive lineman to the quarterback so he can see it, it's an issue. It's a big issue.
All right,
and
I'm-
you know that.
I'm going to ask us to go change direction right here. This is going to be unusual here. Let's change direction right here. Let's try to pull out the positives of today's game, if that's even possible. You know, we are average Eagles fans. You know, we're jumping off the bridge. I'm telling you, next week is a must-win game in the second game of the season. But let's try to look at what was positive. What is positive today? Was anything positive?
Nathan Gary had 10 tackles.
Nothing. Look, no positive. All right, so let me go
Hold
first.
on, wait.
I'll go first.
We get that from a Vikings fan. A Vikings fan that was getting dominated all day.
A Vikings fan
day.
who blew my ticket
All
here. My ticket here.
day.
I was on a winning streak until the Vikings couldn't cover.
You scored 34 points
Couldn't cover
because you
2.5
played the Packers
points.
because
All
they
I-
don't play defense. Wait a minute. You played a Packers team that only had one receiver. Don't get it twisted. All right. Y'all was trash today. Y'all was trash.
All right, here we go. Positives right
Are
here.
you on one? Are you on one?
Yo,
Are you
Pat,
0-1?
Pat.
We're 0-1 too. So we're both
Yeah,
not defeated.
We're all
Got it.
on. We're all on.
All right, so the positives we have here that I can see is that our offense did come out and we put up 17 points. We talked about in the past couple of years our offense not
put up a
being
lot of
able to
points.
get started early on in the game, and we were able to put points on the board
Yes.
early in the game. So that was a positive right there. That was something that I was looking at coming into this game was our offense, because we changed off. We fired our offensive coordinator. We fired our quarterback coach. We brought in a brain trust of offensive minds because we still don't have an offensive coordinator. We just have a brain trust of offensive minds to help us with that, because we haven't seen our team score often and early enough after Frank Reich left the building. So, okay, that was one of the things I was looking forward to was this new offensive brain trust going to make a difference? They seem to have made a difference because we put points on the board early. So that's a positive.
Were you satisfied with this group?
I was satisfied with putting the points on the board early, yeah, because that's something that was missing, and that was something that was prominent in our rise during the Super Bowl year. We put points on the board often and early, and we put the pressure on the other team. Now, that same offensive mind or that same offensive brain trust didn't do a great job after getting the 17-point lead, but I'm trying to pull out the positive. So I'm going to say that putting the 17 points on the board early in the game was good. I like to see that. I just like to see that continue with the play calling moving forward. Yeah, moving forward after that. So I'm just asking you guys, what was a positive that you saw coming out of this game?
A positive. Some of the formations I saw were positive. Like I said, the negative was the athletes not catching the ball. But I saw when we had a lot of one-on-one situations with our receivers and our tight ends that we didn't utilize those formations last year. That they were positive.
All right, Tim Mack says, this mac and cheese I made today is the only thing making me feel better. So that's a positive that he saw, that he made good macaroni and cheese for the game today. So that's one
So you
positive.
want to hear my positive?
All right, let me just
let's
do a couple comments before I go to your positive. Christopher Brown says, Defense wasn't bad. The corners covered. I agree with you there. The corners were better than our corners or our secondary has been, and we said that we thought that the secondary was going to be much improved from the previous couple years. So that's a positive. Because we got to change this around, man. Because if we don't, we're going to have it's really, really going to be a long season. If we can't pull out some type of positives, Sulema says Rager looked good. I agree with that. Rager had a big gainer. He looked good. Jaquez says Darius Slade looked good, and I agree with that. So now, Pat, going to you, what did you see that was a positive coming out of this game?
All
right, don't say
Dallas
something.
Goedert, man.
Dallas Goedert.
Right.
Okay.
That's the only person I could say had looked good, was a positive for the Eagles. He had 8 catches. He was targeted 9 times. He had over 100 yards receiving one-on-one and a touchdown. He was aggressive at the catch point.
And he blocked.
And he had yak. But besides that, man, even though we say our defensive backs look good and they held them to a whopping 178 total passing yards, the passing field was minimal. So on that end, I mean, the defense wasn't able to more or less play a man-to-man tight coverage, and it allowed some big first down plays. But besides that, I'm not even going to talk about the negative. The positive is Dallas Goedert.
Okay.
Dallas Goedert looked great.
He gave us one.
James Duddick says can't pass 50 times and run 17. I agree with that. We all agree with Doug Peterson having to do a better job, and it's all on Doug. It's all in Doug Peterson's lap because he is the only one that's calling plays. If he's not going to relinquish play calling, because I heard in training camp he wasn't calling the plays. It was the quarterback's coach. What's my man's name? I forget. But he was in charge of calling the plays in the preseason at training camp and the such. I don't know how well he did. I heard there was a lot of spectacular plays going on by the receivers and stuff like that. So I don't know if Doug can change it around, but we cannot afford for him to continue a slow start like he's had this game right here. Not against a team, not against a winnable game, in a winnable game against a beatable team. And when you're up by 17 to nothing, when you're up by 17 to nothing, you've got to find a way to put that game away.
This was a reverse game. You realize last year, the Redskins went up 17-0 on us.
Yeah.
We came back and beat them 27-17.
Oh wow, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even care
Yeah,
about that. All I know is we're 0-1, and this does not look good.
I didn't think about that.
Look,
The beer don't taste as good.
No, nothing tastes as good right now. We're not going to be in front of you guys too much longer. Everybody's in the chat room, and they are going off. And this is my guy. I'll put this comment up on the screen if you're watching online. Hightower disappointed me big time. To be honest, man, I know he is a rookie, but still disappointed. Hope he does better later in the season. I still got confidence in him. I told you that hearing the reports out of training camp, he had a magnificent training camp, but that doesn't mean anything if it doesn't translate to when the lights go on. And the lights went on today, and he did not back up the reports of him having a great preseason or training camp. So we need that young guy, and he was open. I mean, he got some separation. He had some opportunities there, but he's got to concentrate a little bit more and do a little bit better.
Got to capitalize on his opportunities.
Yeah, capitalize on your opportunity. Please, 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 whatever you do, do not be the reincarnation of Nelson Aguilar. Please, whatever you do, don't do that. All right. So Norman McQuay out there says, take a shot for her.
At least we was in the Cleveland Browns today.
Yeah. I mean,
6 points.
A loss is a loss. I know Pat got carried away. He wanted to argue with one of our previous guest hosts, cousin B out there.
I love him though.
But we're not going there. We got 16 weeks to go, man.
It's a loss. It's a loss. So regardless of how many points you put up, if you lost, you lost. It doesn't even matter.
All right, Greg.
It was 1 point or 100 points. It's a loss.
Yeah, it is. Greg Bing says, how are we going to run with no running backs? We garbage, period. Don't know why we didn't get nobody.
Got
I'm blaming
Carlos
the coaches
Hyde, man.
and Howie. Should have got Carlos Hyde, huh?
Yep.
Rashard Dunn, my neighbor says Eagles need to get Wentz out of there already. Wow, they already
man,
calling for
I
Wentz.
want to do this. Shout out to your neighbor, Dwight.
Dwight,
Shout
yeah.
out to your neighbor, Dwight. He gave me a nice little stick. So I will enjoy a nice little cigar. Shout out to Jeremy. He gave me one also. And I definitely will enjoy another one when I get home because I'm going to need it.
I'm gonna enjoy a stick now because we got the 4 o'clock games on. So we're gonna wrap this up now,
Yeah.
and we will see you guys this week as we do under
Yeah,
further review.
I'm not going to work tonight.
All right, we're gonna do under further review this week, Wednesday or Thursday. So please tune in. Then we thank the Green Stinger for hosting us tonight. It was not the outcome, or this afternoon. It was not the outcome that we were looking
anticipated.
for. But we always have a good time coming here at the Green Stinger, a save for the day. Outside of the outcome of the game, we did have a good time. We had a great time with all the Eagles fans that were in attendance and our bartenders that really took care of us.
We had a great
Thank
time
you
with
guys.
all football fans.
Yeah, all football fans. 'Cause
fans.
Hey, we appreciate y'all,
If
man.
you're a fan
Yeah.
of football,
Give yourselves
we
a hand.
appreciate
clap,
y'all
man.
because this
Yes.
virus
Yourselves a
has
clap.
took
We
a lot of
appreciate
joy
y'all,
out of
man.
ourselves.
Yeah.
But having football back has been the ultimate.
It's something
exciting.
to bring us back to normalcy, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's been a crazy 2020. It's been a crazy 2020.
All right, so guys, we thank you so much. This is not the outcome that we were looking for, but we still have a lot of hope in this season. We have 16 weeks, 15 games to go, and we start off 0-1. I'm not ready to jump off the bridge just yet, but things have got to improve. That's all. It's just point blank.
Don't
It's
jump.
simple.
Don't jump.
I'm not going to
Don't
jump.
jump.
I'm not going to jump.
That just
But
means
I-
we're not going 16-0.
Yeah. All right. So
16-0.
okay. So now we go 15-1. Okay. All right. So we're going to go
15-1. I'm with
Wait,
that.
wait.
15-1.
I'm a cop, and you will respect my authority.
All right, so take it out, man. We'll see you guys on Wednesday, Thursday. Tune in to Eagles Talk on Facebook.
What happened?
Hello.
3, 2, smash him up, crack that fool, call it back, yo, sack that fool, hit him, smash him up, watch that move, too swift,
It's a party there. Party.
Eagles talk. Talk Eagles. Billy B. Green. It's from your people. Eagles fly. The squad. Big shells. I say the dark side. Try to stacks on them. Hurricane, baby. Let's get it on.